Jag kliver från det efter.
Kolla. Jag har det.
Oh my god!
Äta på YouTube.
Shut up play!
Äta på YouTube.
Oh my god! Kan ju shut up play lite och hårt. Wow! Nej!
Nej! Kurs får den.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning.
What do we do?
Maybe talk a little bit about that Heroes of the Storm that just came out.
Totally came out just like yesterday.
Yeah, we've been playing that shit for a while. Came out, what, June 2nd or something?
June 2nd, officially released.
Yeah, and Bonsai's been playing it since like closed alpha or beta or whatever. It's a really unique take on the whole MOBA thing because it sort of does away with a lot of the unnecessarily complicated stuff that other MOBAs do. And like for example, we used to play Heroes of New Earth, which was basically glorified Dota, and I never really liked the whole last hitting and buying items and remembering item combinations. So this is like a perfect game for me.
When we compare it to the other games like Dota 2, Heroes of New Earth, and League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth and Dota 2 are very similar as they have basically practically the same items, so their complexity level is about the same. But when you think about games like League of Legends, where the itemization is a little bit less complicated, but you still have itemization. But it's like you said with Heart of the Storm. Heart of the Storm. Heroes of
the Storm. Heart of the Storm. It's a StarCraft game.
StarCraft game.
It's a StarCraft game.
With Heroes of the Storm, you have no items, you have no player-specific leveling, and you have all your abilities in the beginning, and you can only like slightly modify them with talents.
Yeah, well, talents are sort of the replacement for items, basically. You know, what you would do in Heroes of the New Earth is you would counter build your items to like counter a hero on the other team. But in Heroes of the Storm, you build your talents to match someone else. So if you're going up against a team that has a lot of auto attacks, you build for that. You might build block or something. And it does have player levels, but they don't matter in really any way. Unless you count the fact that you can't play ranked until you reach like player level 30, and you can't play team ranked until level 40. There's a bit of a grind to get up to that level, but it doesn't make you less competitive in quick match, which is what most people play.
But it's the same thing with every MOBA. You have in League of Legends, you need to play a huge amount of games before you're allowed into the ranked system, and it's also the same in Dota 2. You need to play a ridiculous amount of games before you're actually allowed in the ranked system.
Yeah, but in League of Legends, you need to grind a lot just to be effective at all.
That's true, because you need
those runes.
You need your personal levels.
Yeah,
personal levels to get runes and everything like that. Which is another thing. You're able to pretty much jump into Heroes of the Storm and just start playing the game as everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except the only thing that kind of irks me, but it's good for new players, is the fact that you're talent gated. That is in the fact that you only have like basic talents for each hero and one ultimate ability.
Yeah.
To begin with, but you get the new ones really fast.
Yeah, and once you reach a certain level of your player, they sort of just ignore that, and you get all the talents for all the heroes automatically. They sort of know that you've been playing for a while and you know how to play, and you're not talent gated anymore.
I think the most unique thing that we have with Heroes of the Storm is the fact that you have multiple maps.
Yeah.
In all other MOBA games, you have the same map.
Same goddamn map.
Exactly. So they're the only kind of unique flavor that you have is the amount of heroes.
Yeah, other MOBAs tried this. Like Han tried different maps, but they just never gained popularity. They were never balanced enough, or they weren't fun enough. And the objective-based gameplay of Heroes sort of fixes that. It sort of makes sure that something unique, there's a gimmick in every map. Some of them might feel a little samey to begin with, but there's like subtle finesses to them. Like in Tomb of the Spider Queen, you want a very gank-heavy team because the lanes are really close to each other. And making the enemy team lose their spider butts or gems is really, really effective in gaining you a net advantage over the other team. And also, there's another factor in Heroes, is that it's strongly built around the fact that snowballing teams can be shut down easily. If they overextend, they gain a large advantage, and then overextend, then they can lose that, and the other team can't get back into the game, because once a hero gets a lot of killing blows, like gets on a killing spree, it becomes worth a lot more to the enemy team than their kills are. So you might, like, it can even double or triple. It means that teams can catch up very easily if they fuck up.
Yeah, so you can get ahead by a lot. You can get ahead by a very big surface amount, but if it's like you said, if you fuck up just a little bit, then you might close down a gap of, like, let's say your team is level 12, and the enemy team is level 16. That's a huge gap. That also has what is called the, which is a talent level. You have different talent levels where you get new and new talents, and if you have a gap in that, that is a very, very detrimental and difficult thing to overcome. But if you do, for some reason, catch the other team slipping, you can close that gap very easily. And I've seen games turned down from 5 level gap, and somehow the team on the losing end actually coming out ahead.
And it's a very interesting way of, like, pacing the game, because in Heroes of the New Earth or Dota or whatever, individual heroes have, like, power spikes where they've built their item and they can go, like, kill something. But that's not really, it's not in sync with the rest of the team, so only they can do something. In Heroes of the Storm, when you hit a talent level, especially level 10, when you get your ultimate or heroic ability, then it becomes really imperative to force a team fight. And it makes for, like, a pretty frantic pace of the game. Like, you want to nail down the other team when you have your heroics and they don't. And if you're down and you don't have heroics but they do, you want to hide and you want to level up, you know.
Hide in the bushes.
Hide in the bushes and level up.
That's something you can do. You can hide in bushes.
Yeah, and it, honestly, just like one of the core strengths of the game is also just it sits on a really, really interesting IP. It's like all the universes of Blizzard they're so ridiculously strong. There's going to be a player base for this for like I don't know how many fucking years.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of complaints about the business model, but if you only buy stuff on sale, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's still not, you know, it could be better, definitely, but it's you know, you don't have to if you don't want to. You can play this 100% free. You can unlock all the heroes. It's a grind, of course, but it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the game's really good. I'm going to keep playing it for a very long time, and I think it's going to do really big things in the esports scene. I mean, the tournaments that they've been doing recently have showed a lot of polish. It's been really fun. I mean, they were on like ESPN 3 and 2, like not very long ago, with Heroes of the Dawn. Yep, overall, it's a good game. You should play it.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, bye.
What fucking you gotta get? Auet. Was detta god treta noob?
Että on paras ihmisenä eroa. Lol. Ponnis.
Oh, Billy! Billy! Oh. Ja, tack för beten. Oh!
Get him! Get Mazibo!
Sing for you. Move from